Look closely at this photograph. Barcelona, 2007. A 20-year-old kid gently bathing a 6-month-old baby for a charity calendar. It looks like nothing. It is the most prophetic photo in the history of sport because the 20-year-old is Lionel Messi and the baby is Lamine Yamal. And this Sunday, 19 years later, the man and the baby from that photo will stand on opposite sides of a World Cup final. This is the story of the team that built that baby into a monster, and why Spain might be about to break Messi's heart. For most of football history, Spain was a punchline. Not because they lacked talent, the opposite. Decade after decade, Spain arrived at tournaments with some of the most gifted squads on the planet, was crowned the dark horse, the stylish pick, everyone's clever favorite, and then folded. Quarterfinals were a ceiling. Big matches were a curse. They had one European title from the 60s and nothing else. No World Cup, no dynasty, nothing but beautiful football that evaporated the moment it mattered. The word that followed them everywhere was chokers. And the cruelest part, everyone agreed, even in Spain. At first glance, a nation of chokers and the most dominant dynasty football has ever seen have absolutely nothing in common. But they're the same country, separated by one idea.
The idea was simple and radical. Stop trying to win the ball, keep it, forever. Tiki-taka. Pass, move, 1,000 times until the opponent chases shadows and breaks. Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets. 2008, Spain win the Euros and the curse cracks. 2010, South Africa. Andres Iniesta, deep in extra time of the final, buries the goal that wins Spain its first World Cup ever. And 2012, they demolish Italy 4-0 in the Euro final. The only team in history, before or since, to win 3 straight major tournaments. The chokers hadn't just been cured, they'd become the most feared machine in football. Every kid in the world grew up wanting to pass like Spain. But dynasties don't retire, they rot. And to understand how bad it got, you have to watch the empire fall in real time.
2014. Spain arrive in Brazil as world champions and get destroyed 5-1 by the Netherlands in their opening game. Out in the group stage, the champions humiliated in 2 matches. 2018 was worse, and this time it was self-inflicted. 2 days before their opening game, Spain sacked their own head coach live at a World Cup after he agreed to join Real Madrid behind the federation's back. Total chaos. They stumbled to the round of 16 and lost to the hosts, Russia, on penalties. And 2022, round of 16 again, against Morocco, a penalty shootout in which Spain, the nation that invented the passing machine, failed to score a single one. 3 World Cups, 3 humiliations. The dynasty was dead. The tiki-taka era was a museum piece, and Spain needed something it hadn't had in a generation, a new idea. And this is the controversial part, because the new idea meant killing the old one. The thing that made Spain immortal had to go.
The new Spain doesn't worship possession. It uses it, then rips you apart with speed. Direct wingers, vertical passes, kids with no memory of the glory years and no fear of anything. In 2023, they won the Nations League. And in 2024, they didn't just win the Euros, they beat everyone. 7 games, 7 wins, the hosts Germany, the world's best defense, and England in the final, 2-1, with the winning goal scored by a man named Mikel Oyarzabal. Remember that name, because he's not done scoring in finals. Spain were back. But the trophy wasn't the story of that summer. The story was a 16-year-old. Because at first glance, a baby photo from 2007 and the Euro 2024 title seemed completely unrelated. But behind the scenes, they're linked by one impossible kid.
July 13th, 2007. A baby is born in Catalonia to a family with almost nothing. Months later, through a charity project, that baby is placed in a tub of water for a calendar photo shoot. And the young Barcelona player chosen to hold him is a 20-year-old Lionel Messi. The photo gets taken, everyone forgets about it. The baby grows up 5 minutes from Barcelona's academy, joins it at 7,
and starts breaking every record the club has. At 15, he debuts for Barcelona's first team. At 16, he plays at the Euros, the youngest player in the tournament's history. And in the semi-final against France, he cuts inside and curls an outrageous goal into the top corner, the youngest scorer the Euros has ever seen. Spain win the final the day after his 17th birthday. The photo resurfaces, and the world realizes what it's looking at. Messi didn't just bathe a baby, he baptized his own heir.
Now it's 2026, and Lamine Yamal is at his first World Cup. He turned 19 3 days ago, mid-tournament, and celebrated by starting a World Cup semifinal the next day, one of just 7 teenagers ever to do that, and Spain started 2 of them. Against France, it was Yamal who won the penalty that broke the game open, thrown to the turf in the box. At 19 years and 1 day, the second youngest player in 60 years to win a knockout stage penalty, behind only Michael Owen. Before that match, he was asked about facing France, and the teenager shrugged that Spain had knocked them out twice in 2 years and feared nobody. The press exploded. He calmly said it came out wrong, and then went and proved it right anyway. He plays with the arrogance of a veteran and the joy of a kid in the park, and he carries Barcelona's number 10, the shirt Messi made holy. The heir isn't coming. He's here. But don't take the fairy tale at face value, because the data says the Spain team is scarier than the story. Look at the numbers. 6 games at this World Cup, 1 goal conceded. Not 1 goal in the group stage, not 1 in the round of 16 against Portugal. The first ball that beat Unai Simon came in the quarterfinal against Belgium, and Spain barely blinked. Simon has set a World Cup record with 6 shutouts. Spain haven't lost a World Cup knockout match in 10 years, a run stretching back 20 years. And in the semi-final, they met France, the tournament's scoring machine, Mbappe leading the Golden Boot race, and simply switched them off. 2-0. France's chances were worth 0.3 expected goals, their most toothless World Cup performance in 60 years. Even the French coach admitted it before the game. Spain are the favorites. Oyarzabal, the man who won the Euro final, now has 5 goals at this World Cup, something only 2 Spaniards in history had ever done. This isn't a fairy tale run. It's a machine with a teenager for a blade. Which brings us to Sunday, because the final piece of this story changes everything, and it was hiding in that photo all along. Sunday, MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. Argentina versus Spain. The reigning world champions against the reigning European champions. And at the center of it, the photo made flesh. Lionel Messi, 39, in the last World Cup match of his life, chasing back-to-back titles that no nation has managed since Brazil in the 50s and 60s, against Lamine Yamal, 19, in his first, chasing Spain's second star. The man who once held the baby now has to stop him. Argentina just broke England's heart in the semi. A goal down, they equalized with 5 minutes left and won it in extra time. Because of course they did. That team simply refuses to die. But Spain have conceded 1 goal in 6 games, and they've already beaten England in a final and France in a semi and everyone in between. 20 years separate the 2 number 10s. 1 photo connects them. Whatever happens, the picture taken in a Barcelona bathtub in 2007 becomes either the story of Messi's final miracle or the moment the torch didn't get passed. It got taken. So settle it before kickoff. Sunday belongs to the legend or the heir? Drop Messi or Yamal in the comments. And no fence sitting, because the photo only has room for 1 ending. And if you want the other side of this final, how a 39-year-old dragged Argentina back from the dead 3 times just to get here, I broke down Messi's entire last miracle in this video right here. Watch it before Sunday, then pick your side.